assault and batteries, but my trunk stay ever ready. Assault and battery, if you scared, you never ready.
Alright, this is going to be a follow-up video to my Sami Zayn reaction of him winning the WWE title this past Saturday, and I'm still in shock. I think now you're really seeing the aftermath of like how the fans and how the universe is really reacting to this event happening, and I never really thought it would be something that we'd be talking about, not even in 2026, but ever. In my opinion, Sami Zayn has always been a guy who's just like that much closer to the title, and he'll reach and he'll reach and he'll never get it, but I don't know. To me, I see a lot of this like a Mick Foley, where he finally won the big one after everyone told him he couldn't. He got that huge pop in Saudi Arabia, which I'm sure helped to like make that moment special. And I feel like now WWE is really trying very hard. The Triple H era is really trying hard to build these memorable moments, starting with Brock and Oba. I think that was one that really shook the foundation of wrestling, and they really got lightning in a bottle with that one. You have Cody Rhodes, I think is probably the most famous one, winning the WWE title at WrestleMania 40. Stuff with The Rock, that whole ending to WrestleMania, I think that in of itself is a separate moment compared to Cody Rhodes winning. John Cena's retirement tour. They're really trying to add this like, almost like build their foundation of like their own moments, because Vince McMahon had his. It kind of went through generation and generations. But this Sami Zayn moment, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be something that is going to go down as something special, sure. I think just because of the circumstances where it was, everyone telling Sami Zayn he couldn't do it, everyone not believing in him, but I'm sure it's going to be something. But then again, it could just like be, we'll forget about it 6 months from now. And there has been title reigns where I thought something special would come out of it, and it really just ended up turning into like a big flop. And I think the next few weeks is really going to be telling, because now it is a fresh face, a fresh champion for SmackDown. But is it a face that people are going to believe in? And that's my biggest gripe with Sami Zayn, is he is by far the most unbelievable champion, not even the most unbelievable wrestler. He does not, to me, suit what a wrestler is. And I know it's like kind of shitty to say, but like this is the hard facts. And if you're going to have a champion who looks like the guy who sits like in the nosebleeds, in the arena, I think that's a problem. I think when you compare champions over the past, you have your Hogans, you have your Bruno Sammartinos, you have your Sting, you have your Goldberg, you have your Batista, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, whatever. Then you have Sami Zayn. I think there is a very big visual, optical thing when it comes to seeing a champion and seeing the presence of a champion. The Miz was a guy who didn't fit the bill, a little bit shorter, not as jacked, but he dressed like a champion. He carried himself like a champion. Sami Zayn, not so much. And to be honest, I kind of put Kevin Owens in the same thing. I feel like as he is a little more believable than the Sami Zayn was or is, but I do feel he did not kind of live up to what a champion should look like. And I know it's a different era in wrestling, and wrestlers come in all shapes and sizes, so I will give Kevin Owens the benefit of the doubt with that. And to me, I'm a big Kevin Owens fan, so I'm not taking anything away from that. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers currently. But there's something with Sami Zayn, and it's so weird because I can't put my finger on it. It's been going on for a few months, years maybe. Again, I talked about it in the other video where his match with Nakamura during WrestleMania 32 was probably the match of the weekend. Ring of Honor, he was like God. He really was. He was next to probably he is going to be on the Mount Rushmore of Ring of Honor wrestling. And coming into the WWE, I just think it's one of those situations like a John Cena in 2000 where you're getting pushed, you're getting on the TV, and it's like no one wants to see you, or you're getting put in a position that I don't think you kind of deserve, maybe. I know maybe it's kind of hard to say. I know he's been there for so long, he's busted his ass, but everyone kind of has a place on their card. It's like the Big Show and Kane. These guys have been main eventers most of their career, and there came a point where they were in the main event and everyone was sick of it. I don't know if you guys remember that Royal Rumble where Big Show and Kane were literally just tossing guys out left and right during the Authority era. And it went down as one of the worst Royal Rumbles in history because you have two guys who should be retired, and the fans let them know it, and it just backfired. And I think Sami Zayn is very similar in that sense, where, to me personally, I feel like he is only beloved in Montreal, maybe in Canada in general, but mainly Montreal and Saudi Arabia. I think if you go to any other city, he'll get a pop. I think people will care, but I don't think people are invested in Sami Zayn. His whole thing with Trick Williams, I think that was good for Trick to kind of give someone like him where fans would turn on him so easy. And I think when you have a guy in that situation, he should be used at this point of his career to make people look better, like a Becky Lynch is doing, like Charlotte Flair is doing. For him to be champion, I know it's his first time winning it. I can't really bury him that much. I feel like this is a dream come true for any professional wrestler to reach that top of the mountain, and he definitely worked his ass off. But I'm going to try giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like there's going to be so much negative connotation of the Sami Zayn era, and I really can't see it lasting past the summer. I think this is just one of those experiences like Jinder Mahal had, except Jinder Mahal, is pretty damn good. Fun fact that his SmackDown ratings was better than Cody Rhodes, so he's got that under his belt. But we'll see how the Sami Zayn era kind of unfolds. I'm hoping for obviously the best, because the thing is, when you screw up like that, and the numbers don't lie, right? T-shirt sales, whatever, ratings and interactions or your engagements on social media, it all matters. And I know the beginning, because of the shock value, people have been going crazy about this. But now, give it a couple weeks, give it a month, when SummerSlam comes around, I think you'll have a good idea of like what the future of that title is. And I can really see, and it'll probably be Oba versus Brock, or they do like a two night thing. I heard a lot of people say like Brock wins the title, maybe night 1, and then he faces Oba night 2, where it's like title versus like career. Oba beats Sami Zayn night 1 and then faces Brock night 2, where it's like title versus career. That I can see happening as well. So whatever happens, I'm pretty sure that sounds pretty logical to me. I can see them doing that and having Brock retiring in Minneapolis, Oba being the champion, Sami Zayn kind of playing that underdog, Oba kind of playing that heel, because he's a monster, right? So Oba would definitely play the quote-unquote bad guy in that story, but Sami Zayn's always the best fighting from behind, so I feel like that match will be great if it happens. But let me know your thoughts. I know it's a lot, and a lot of people aren't going to agree. I feel like those especially who've watched Sami Zayn for so long really have an attachment to him, but for me, I feel like that attachment kind of left after like 2020. It's he had his 5 years of like good solid, like this is what we want, but when you want it and you don't get it, then it's kind of like whatever, you kind of don't care now that it's happened. I feel like LA Knight's very close to that. He's hitting that edge of like give it to him or move on to the next guy. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.